In this Best Junglers video, we will be looking at the best junglers for you to solo carry in Season 13. Obviously, the meta's been a little bit weird in this season so far, but that hasn't stopped people solo carrying with Maokai. Well, that doesn't seem right, but it is right. However, for this video, we are not considering those that play Maokai because he is still better the higher up you go. Even though the full AP one-shot machine is an absolute beast, we need to be looking at the champions that you don't have to rely on your team at all. You can simply take towers, dragons, objectives, beat the enemy jungler, camp the lanes, and if they all feed, you can win anyway. I will show you the 10 best solo carry junglers for this season for every single rank, plus their best builds for you to use to get that free LP. Just to pause and let you know that the bootcamp is starting on Monday, January 30th. These are the last few days for you to sign up. $400 coaching giveaway to go with that bootcamp to one lucky bootcamper. We are going to be doing everything for laners and junglers that you need to know. Only last few days for you to sign up. Everything will be available via VOD, so don't worry if you can't necessarily make the lecture times. We are making them as neutral as possible. There's going to be homeworks, games, drills, community. Learning everything about League of Legends from laner to jungle. Myself, Coach Kai, Ghost Academy, starting Monday. Sign up. You've nothing to lose, only everything to gain. 1 division, 2 divisions. Seasons are short. You need the information. Join up. And obviously, first off, I'm going to go with Elise. Now, Elise will work for your mid MMR and high MMR gamings. Please do not play this in low elo. But I will say this, the nature of the jungler is such that we don't have a lot of skill early. You can definitely 3-camp, camp bot lane, and just repeat gank other lanes, and you're absolutely fine. The pets allow you to catch up and farm very, very easily. Counter jungling has an increased effect because of the fact that, I deny them a treat, I get bonus treats, and the fact that she simply scales with basically 1 item. All you need is Night Harvester, and off you go. Yeah, I know you can rocket belt, but trust me, Night Harvester. The reason she's one of the absolute best, not of the best solo carry junglers at the moment, is that if you have a good early game plan, you can track enemy junglers, you understand laner tempo and matchups, you're almost infinitely powerful because the 3-camp ganking meta is Elise's wheelhouse. Historically, this is what she did. You know the meme how top laners are dying at 245, ha 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 ha? That's born of Elise and Lee Sin, the originals, or the Eternals if you're into that sort of nonsense. The point is though, because she is ranged and she has that cocoon, if she hits that, you will get blown up and you will die. Because your laners are going to be shoved in from that first gank she did, she will repeat gank, tower dive, and they will die. And even if you shut down an Elise, if you make one big mistake, if you allow one little herald to go away, you make the wrong contest, and she gets 1 kill and gets to run around the map while you're dead, and maybe she already has that Night Harvester, she can chain together 4, 5, 6, 7 kills very, very quickly, and now she's run away with it. She is ganking, she is catch-up farming prowess now that we're in the new jungle reality. She can beat you 1v1, she can tower dive your lane, she can solo objectives, she can split push towers, there's nothing she can't do, and she also enjoys eating orcs and hobbits. Please bless me for I have sinned. I'm recommending a Shaco in this video. Now, most of you mains are going, well, isn't he terrible? Doesn't he suck? Virkayu, how can you suggest a 49% win rate champion? Yeah, that's because it's a 3-camp ganking meta. Play the through in your mind. What does he like to do? 3-camp ganking bottom lane. Wait, he could be good at this. Guess what? He is good at this. It's all about your ability to itemize appropriately and think outside of the box. Pun not intended, but we'll take it. They just gave him those AD buffs as well. I know AP is kind of the go-to thing, but go and watch the gameplay on the gameplay channel. If you play Shaco or want to learn how to play Shaco, watch this. This guy was an absolute savant with his pathing, with his map control, with his mechanics. There was nothing anyone could do about it. And when you're in low and mid MMR, actually, screw it, when you've been low master tier, not many junglers will be able to respect and play around the cheese you're giving. As long as you have a good foundational game plan, good Shaco mechanics, you will 100% be able to control games before it gets to the team fights whereby you fall off. Obviously, that means it's definitely better for a diamond pick, maybe a mid MMR plus pick, but I do suggest if you like something unique, something you want to one-trick, and something that you can definitely solo carry with, this champion will provide it to you, not only because of all those things, but also build versatility and itemization is something so valuable in champions on this list. We've mentioned it already with every single one. Not one champion on this list has one build. I show you one build, but there are many other builds you can go. Go forth, clown, terrorize Gotham City. Now, while people are starting to kind of meme the champion a little bit, Sylas is just an absolute 1v9 solo queue monster. Yes, in jungle and mid lane, there's some disparities in terms of what itemization you can go, but again, the Night Harvester is so damn strong. If you just build Night Harvester on Sylas, have a good aggressive path early, you will win. What are we talking about here? 3-camp gankings? Great, I don't want a 5-camp on Sylas anyway. If you 5-camp gank as Sylas and then walk into the river half HP at 3 minutes 25, 3 minutes 30 and expect to win the game auto, no. You'll be run over, you will lose, that's why his win rate sucks. If you understand, hey, level 2 cheese, 3-camp ganks, and getting 1 or 2 kills just to take over the game once you get, an alternator and a phoenix and get into that Night Harvester, you will absolutely destroy. Remember also, when there's a Maokai, you just steal his ult and you become the Maokai. When there's amazing ults, you become their ultimate. This champion is becoming more and more a bait pick in pro play as well as in high elo in terms of the jungle position. However, in the 99% arena, I highly recommend refining your clear, refining your mechanics, your rotational spells. Remember that haste is huge. 5-second haste on that W. Once you have other itemization, it's even less. You're in those fights for the long haul, and when you do get ahead, you're seeing some of these clips. It's absolutely disgusting what this champion can do. And because we're talking about this not AFK farming, permanently fighting meta, this is exactly what you want to do on this champion. It's in his wheelhouse. You just have to make the right decisions, take the right fights, not the wrong fights, know your itemization spikes, and the benefit here is his win rate's so bad, they're not gonna nerf him. At least they shouldn't, because in the jungle, it's fun to have him back. You know, not against us, but it's fun in general. And you might think, hey, I need to give you the Master Yi of low elo, right? I actually don't think I really want to pick him in low elo right now, given the amount of CC and tanks and, well, are there tanks anymore? One-shotting CC bots? No, I have to show you Amumu, because Amumu isn't even a full-on tank anymore. Of course, he CCs. Of course he's a tank when he's a support, but in low elo when he's jungling, you're taking Conqueror, you're taking Demonic's Embrace, you're going Jack Show. He is a drain tank fighter thing. You can also go Abyssal Masks to unmake the enemy team and give them even more damage. Look, when someone goes Conqueror, deals percentage damage, has true damage in their kit and CCs while also just draining the living life out of your soul by pressing E every now and then, smacking with their head. Are they a tank? Now yes, I know that he is a tank and thus he will be played as such. However, in low elo, this is the best bet for you to solo carry. Why? Because absolutely no one is going to invade you and punish your slow first clears. You can very easily do a quadrant into a gank and get bottom lane rolling. Once you're at level 6 and focus on that, it's pretty damn easy to win any skirmish and gank bottom lane about 100 times. You can take heralds, you can take dragons, and if it does devolve into some sort of fiesta mid lane ARAM team fighting game, you always win. And now I said I wouldn't put tanks like the Maokai because obviously that doesn't have the same effect as of course the Amumu, and he will be dealt with way more harshly. The Amumu in low elo will not be. He will remain good for the whole of Season 13. And yeah, you know, we have to put the Udyr in this video. I know he's getting nerfed again and again, and I know they keep trying to shift power around, but if there's a Demonic's tank build, he's gonna build it. People are forgetting that before the rework, before Demonic's Embrace, he was just going Lichbane and tank. He's always liked one AP item, going the Phoenix or the Wingborn Storm stance, and then building tank. He likes to do percentage damage, stick to you, burn you down, run around, disrupt, be annoying. And now obviously he's immobile and he can sustain up and heal up and shield up, and then he can one-shot your tank with like 1000% max HP. So that's obviously good against the current meta, you know, when they go back to building HP. However, the big benefit he does have, and I want you to go ahead and watch this video that I'm putting on your screen now. It shows you that a 10 CSPM farming style jungler can very easily carry in this meta. Yes, it's ganking and fisting, but it's better for high elo when it's that way. In lower elos, those ganks are not going to be reliable. Those ganks are going to be punishable through counter ganks. Those ganks are going to be punishable through you taking objectives and counter jungling them. Udyr is good at all of these things, and he has the benefit of being something that scales, and when you do get a 1, 2, 3, 4 level lead, as I expect you should if you're farming and sequencing properly, after watching said video, you will notice, hey, look at this, I can split push, teamfight, disrupt, control the map, and the enemy jungler has 25 treats while I have 2. Say what you want about the champion in terms of how you like the design or don't like the design, but they've made a champion that is so damn malleable. He will be good in every single meta, in every single MMR, and will always find items to use because of his infinite scalings. This is absolutely one of the best solo carry champions for the whole of Season 13, and the future. I mean, we all knew Kindred was going to be on the list, but, you know, they're on the list. Because they just have so much power in terms of the invade meta, in terms of the ganking meta, in terms of the scaling, snowballing meta. And again, with the build versatility and itemization choice that you have against who you're facing, there's really not a box that you can't check with this champion. Again, the range component means that in high MMR, really potent and strong. The chaos of solo queue means you can almost always get fed. If you're playing Kindred and you struggle to get fed consistently, that's a you problem because the champion allows you to do so. Hey, tracking the enemy jungler for their 3-camp bottom lane? Hey, why don't you shadow that and then counter gank it? Hey, tracking the enemy jungler not doing that? Why didn't you just do it? Hey, tracking the enemy jungler farming, why don't you just invade and kill them and then do the gank? And now I do recommend Kindred obviously for at least Diamond Plus and Platinum Plus. I know some gold people like to learn it, and I have been coaching long-term some silver Kindreds as well, along with, you know, Kindreds and every other elo. Quite a common champion to coach, really. But if you can refine your early game plan, have a very good idea of what you want to accomplish, understand your damage output versus specific matchups, again, this takes time. Feel free to use my Zarda GG guide. They have all the updated counters for Season 13. You log in Kindred, you play the Zarda GG guide, it tells you what to do against the champion you're facing, and you should be able to find windows to abuse them. Again, the key though is you cannot sit in full clear, although because of Season 13 and the jungle pets, and much like Elise, we have that ability to fall back. Hey, I need to full clear just because shit happens? I can do that. Having champions that historically were carnivorous in their first clears who got compromised if they got nothing going, now have the ability to fall back to them should those things not pan out. That's quite a strong combo, right? And obviously you're seeing that with Elise and Kindred on this list, best solo carry champions. Look, listen, my friends, in low elo and mid MMR, you might not like to hear this, but Mordekaiser is just such a damn good pick for you. You know why? Because when we talk about ganky metas and doing 3 camps and ganking bottom lane, guess what low elo junglers can't do? Gank with absolute and consistent success. This means that early sequencing that you're doing, much like the Udyr, allows you to simply get ahead, and they have no idea what happened. And once you do get ahead, once you have the right itemization, if your Rylai is rushing just to not get kited, you will always have the 1v1 1-up, you will always have ISO Qs just to bonk them and built-in magic penetration and a huge ass shield. There's not a lot of raid bosses around that build full AP anymore. He is one of them, and if you can sequence correctly, time the enemy jungler correctly, you will always find yourself getting giga leads. Interestingly, obviously in high elo, we're talking about the Zacs and the Maokais and the Udyrs not having the most skill expression and being able to carry games. But when we're talking about the general population, those champions will be let down by the inability of your laners to actually play the game properly, and as such you will feel like, wait, I can't win this fight, wait, I can't take this tower. That's why you just go Bel'Veth. Now Bel'Veth is also very good in high elo, that's the difference here, but Bel'Veth is also good for most people in mid MMR+. Ironically, I don't really recommend her in low elo at the moment. I think the kind of tempo of the map, it's quite fast paced, and low elo junglers can be overwhelmed with the requirement of kind of flowing from side to side. Invades here, high pressure there, taking a dragon, and obviously getting that herald. Once you have the herald, the fishies will open the gates. And typically in the majority of elos, even with the nerfs to the fighter itemization and the changes, Bel'Veth will be absolutely fine. She will always find a build that allows her to sustain, use that E, use that mobility, and obviously just blow open maps. You can have a team that's down 5k gold, take a herald, bust open 3 towers with a herald and fishies, they won't know what hit them. And all of a sudden they're trying to beat you 1v1, 1v3, 1v4, and you're just winning and getting resets. The champion is the definition of a skillful hypercarry, and she's not that difficult to mechanically play. So reconcile those two things, jungle, mechanics, and you will always find a way to carry with Bel'Veth. Now before I get into the secret bonus pick, which of course will be very interesting I hope, I'm gonna put in Evelynn again, and of course assassins are not always gonna have the best time against all of this CC and all of this damage, correct? But if you are a good assassin player, and you understand what your assassin kit does, and you can wait out the bad engages, the bad detachment that all of these low mid MMR tanks are gonna have, guess what? Amumu's go too deep, Maokai's go too deep, they all go too deep, they leave their back lines open to flanking, thus flank them. And Evelynn is one such champion. Now, in terms of like 1v9 solo carry champions, I think the fact that we're having strong Zacs and Maokais definitely compromises this list because there's not a lot of data to support these kinds of champions being good in the meta. But the point more so is, are you good on your champion and do you understand what the meta is? If you can reconcile these two things, I think you'll have no issue on Evelynn contorting every game towards your own reality. Inflict pain upon bottom lanes over and over again. Cheese them. Your invis go between towers. There's Tsunami one-shot her, get a full charge off on a squishy AP Maokai, kill him. You want to gank bottom lane? Path bot. Just keep pathing bot. Kill their bottom lane over and over and over again, and you will find that you can just run into jungles and kill people and one-shot them. And on that same note, this champion isn't showing up on the radar at all. Talon is not on the radar in any way. His win rate is absolutely abysmal. The champion is not good objectively. But I want you to watch this Talon jungle gameplay with Costanza, the best one trick in the world or one of the best in the world. He's on a US, he gets challenger with Talon jungle all the time, and guess what? He made this champion abuse the Master Yi, the best Master Yi in the world, at a level hitherto unseen because why? He went Raptors, Red, Krugs, ganked bottom lane. What this allows you to do is force the enemy jungler who started topside, no doubt, to try and gank bottom lane. It allows you to invade them. If they don't do that and they try gank of their own, guess what? Reset, go opposite side, counter jungle them, and then gank bottom lane again. The fact that Talon can E over the walls and rotate to any scenario is huge for this meta when there's a lot of ganks. And when there's a lot of ganks by bad junglers, which of course in most cases will be the junglers against you, you have to be able to abuse them. Talon, while he is not going to be any sort of dominating jungler, and I think most people are going to fail at it, if you can learn the ways of this jungler, the Raptors Red Krugs bottom lane gank clear, if you can learn to play around your skill set and how to execute this damage, without a doubt you will find a way to definitely carry games. Now essentially think of it this way, if you take any of the champions on this list, put them in the hands of a one trick in the jungle, could they climb back up to Master, GM or Challenger? The answer is an astounding yes to every single one. Now of course we could say that for many champions, but I feel like these ones could be translated to you, the people, and you could do the same thing. You have to put in the time, you have to know your clears, you have to know the champion, but you can definitely navigate this weird Zac Maokai meta with ease against bad junglers. Punish them, obliterate them, carry your teammates despite what they do or in spite of what they do. And as always, if you're interested in learning more about the jungle, click this very interesting video on the top right that might share a few secrets about the jungle you didn't know.